3 years ago, the 49ers were considered one of the best football teams in the National Football League. Now they're considered the second worst football team in the National Football League. The 49ers need a complete roster makeover. They have, in my opinion, they have a worse roster than the Cleveland Browns, in my opinion. There's too many old veterans on both sides of the ball that eventually are going to have to go, and that's a big concern because they went 2-14 with a veteran roster. And a lot of the young players I'm not too big on. I like DeForest Buckner, and I also like Carlos Hyde a lot. And I look at Ahmad Brooks and Navarro Bowman, and obviously they're very good players, but they're going to need to build a lot, and I mean a lot through it. And they still have very good cap space. I would say around 80 million, but they're definitely going to have to do a lot. Now, obviously, if they can get rid of Kaepernick sometime sooner or later, that could really clear up some cap space, and then they can do even more with it. But if I was them, I really build up on the front seven. I know Chandler Jones is available, but they really need a pass rusher badly. And I know they've been missing Aldon Smith. And too bad that Aldon Smith was a player that had too many off the field incidents and a lot of dumb ones. And they could really use a lot of fixing on that roster. And when I look at it, I could see possibly they could trade away Carlos Hyde. I feel like that's one of the guys that they might kind of just let him go. I feel like if they want to, I would just kind of stay away from it. I would keep Carlos Hyde, in my opinion, if I were them. And then when it comes to receivers and all that, I don't think they have a true number one receiver on that roster. I'm not a big fan of their tight ends. There's a lot of bad stuff going around. Now, they could go after Mitch Trubisky, which could be very good. They could also go after Kirk Cousins. I feel like that could be a really interesting one. Getting a veteran quarterback in here just kind of just set the tone might be a very good one because I don't have the faith in Kyle Shanahan to developing a quarterback. I think the one thing about Kyle Shanahan was he was obviously the son of Mike Shanahan under the same coaching staff with RG3. In RG3, yes, he technically had a very good rookie season, but at the same time, though, he wasn't a true NFL quarterback. So they can't go after Deshaun Watson or hell, let's just say Lamar Miller in a couple years or something like that. I would stay away from those. Mitch Trubisky could be a good pick, and I definitely do think that could be like a reasonable fit for quarterback and all that. But maybe Kirk Cousins might be pretty good because Kirk Cousins really doesn't even have that many weapons. He has Jordan Reed, and I guess Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garcon are solid, but they're not great. So I would say go after Kirk Cousins and then add a number one target. I know that there could be a lot of good receivers on the market. I know Brandon Marshall could get traded. Uh, Alshon Jeffrey is available. Josh Gordon could be available to trade if you want to get him. Those are some potential targets. And also, they might have to trade up in the draft to get some of those receivers here and there. Because there are some decent receivers in this draft. But there are a lot of receivers that could get traded in the NFL. I still think Odell Beckham Jr. could get traded just because it's off-season. Highly unlikely, though. I'm still saying highly unlikely, but it is still a possibility. And then I still look at Brandon Marshall, probably a really good kind of player to go after. And Eric Decker, maybe guys 1 year left in their contracts. Those kind of guys. But those are some priorities, but how they still need some offensive line. I know they got that young guard that Chip Kelly drafted and all that. I think they got offensive line. They got a good plan for that, but I'm still looking at them. They're going to need a receiving back. There might be a good one. I think they could look at Dion Lewis possibly. Hey, maybe trade for Darren Sproles if they want. If Philly was willing to give them up. And also look at Le'Veon Bell. I know he's going to be asking for probably a lot of money, but that could be a really good pickup right there for them. If they want to trade away Carlos Hyde and then put Le'Veon Bell with a very good two-way back right there. But yeah, the 49ers are going to need a lot of work, and they got some good hirings in Kyle Shanahan and Lynch. But under Shanahan, you're going to need a veteran quarterback. And Lynch, he used to be a player. Let's see what he does as a general manager. But he has the cap space and he has the picks to do a lot. It just might take a couple years. So if I'm the 49ers, settle in for the long term. You might have to trade away Antoine Bethea to a team that really needs a strong safety and all of that. So those are some things that I would look at. 49ers, there's a lot of work to do. And maybe next season, let's just say they don't do a lot this offseason attacking the free agents. I feel like they could be the worst football team in the next season. All right. See you guys.